Hey there, Libra. This is Joy with Joy the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, click that subscribe down below, baby. As always, it is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to find out when I post new videos, ring that bell and they'll let you know. If you find you like the content we provide here at Joy of the World, give us that big thumbs up, like and share, circulate you however, you whenever, to whomever. Put it on your Instagram, your Facebook, share it with a friend, a family, a frenemy, an enemy, a whoever, the tree down the street, the road up the hill, I don't even know, but get the message out. These types of readings that are timeless are hard to get circulated around, also because they're focusing on you and not everyone else, and they're not up all in the suchy much, because I'm here to help you level up in power and to step into your truth, your beauty, your boldness, your magnificence, so that you can be satisfied on the inside, so that you are happy and fulfilled and not having to give that power to anyone else. That's why these reads here focus on you. And now, Libra, talk about focusing on you. You know, I keep my decks clean and clear and ready to go when we get out here, so I don't have to spend your time nor your ears listening to the shuffle. And now in the shuffle, the pre-shuffle, you are letting me know that victory is yours. Not only that you have victory, but you have choice. So is the power of choice your victory? Is victory the power of choice? Do you have many victories coming to you and it's going to be like, oh, which one do I want to take next? You know, like at Christmas, which present do I want to open now? People lining up out your door. I don't even know. So I'm ready to look. How about you? So for now, this week kind of has a theme. And it's been hopes, dreams, and fears is how it's coming out. So let's see how you are showing up here, Libra. Talk about the Queen of Wands. The power is in your hand. The power to choose. That's definitely what you're showing here, because this is like your voice, your vocalization, which goes along great with the power of air. But woo, when oxygen hits fire, it spreads quickly. So this victory is going to spread and overtake you, overtake your kingdom, and not to ruin, but to blot out, to remove the stains, to clear. Just like a lot of farmers, when they've taken the harvest and they brought it all in, they'll burn the scrub in the field to help it break down faster, also to sweeten the soil, because ashes sweeten the soil, and it begins to help it decompose and to move on down into the earth to be prepared for the next planting season. So usually that's in the autumn that occurs, and that's what you're letting us know right here is you want to bring about. You talk about all that shat adding up to be some fertilizer for some freaky flowers. Ooh, tune into Freaky Friday, baby. That's what you let me know going on here. Because you have got some creatures of the night. Where there's some wildness. You talk about where the wild things are, that sort of thing going on. A little bit of mystical dragon. I'm ready to step in and see what else. What else, Libra? This is the Lion Strider, and it's serving as your hopes. Your hopes here is the Nine of Swords. So it's not even between a rock and a hard place. It's just resting on a hard place. But that has been the impetus and the inspiration for your dreams, taking into this new form, pushing you into the full, desiring the harvest, desiring that fulfillment because of what you've had here, the leaks, the cracks, the gaps, the gaping, the longing, that type of energy. But you have grown weary, and I would say shut your eyes, sleepy head. Lay your head down to rest. That is the initiation of your victory, is what you're talking about, that when you begin to rest, that's going to kick the cycle off, and it's going to close out the death. It's going to close out the ending. It's going to put the seal on it and say, like the period at the end of the sentence. And not only that, you're telling me the period at the end of the sentence, at the end of the book. Close out. Excuse me. Closing out that essence of life. So you're adopting a new you, and not like a lesser you, a different you, where you're not you in your core. You are your you-ness. You are who you are. But it's how it will be seen and activated in this world, like a transformation, kind of like a tadpole to a frog. Do you get what I'm saying? But you're talking about otherworldly to this world. From chaos to charisma. To empowering yourself. Like before, you would disempower yourself, like going after energies you didn't realize you were attracting, things that were destructive as opposed to constructive. And now the tides have turned. The charisma is going to draw towards you things that support, things that facilitate, things that go bump in the night. That little bit of wild self going on in your dreams, you waking them up. So speaking of your dreams, let's go here because that's exactly what she is pointing at. Okay, because this is where the dreams are going to go. I'll do it. Fine. It's on the bottom of the deck. Remember how I was telling you about victory and you having the choice in the pre-shuffle when I was shuffling everything around, coming from the center of the deck. This was it. And I'm like, I hear take it out and put it there. And I'm like, no, okay, if you want to speak, you come on out. So they're like, Joy, be faithful. Come on out. And so here you are. And you're choosing the eye of God. That's the choice, because you're talking about, the wish for more wishes. If you can only have one wish, what would you wish? Well, you wish for more wishes. That's kind of what you're doing here. You're wanting the father seed, the parent seed. So you're referring back to gardening. When you go into gardening, when things aren't genetically modified, when things aren't created in a lab, they're created out in the field. Like you can cross-pollinate. You can create new breeds by taking the stamen of another one and pollinating one, and keep doing that over a period of time to select and refine for the characteristics that you desire for what it is that you're growing, irregardless of what it is. Also by grafting and things like that. So you're talking about grafting in here. What are you wanting to graft into your chart? Okay. You want to graft something into your chart, but the eye of God, it's almost like something was missing. And you remember victory and the power of choice. So you're asking to choose what completes you. And this is aiming at what you've been seeing in the night. It's almost like the night has been speaking to you, your ancient self. Like grandfather time is talking with the wisdom of the owl, one who's seen many generations of life, life and death, life and death, life and death, bringing about the resurrection power of the phoenix, the judgment, that type of thing, refining your judgment into that purity and clarity that you are a skillful master of your chart. Like you're a diviner of your wheel of fortune. But we're going to find out here about this Ten of Pentacles card that we had going on. I don't even know if I properly let you see it. But you're telling me it's like in choosing this one, you've empowered yourself to choose them all. This one contains the all, but the other ones don't necessarily, okay? But this one does. Because you're talking about the power of your perspective, how you see it as so it is. Okay, well, that's bringing in 12 hex, and this is a very Chiron-minded card. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Because remember your perspective, your old way of like that destructive force of seeing the chaos but didn't realize you were calling it to yourself. Well, you're being given new eyes here. Chiron showing up. New eyes, new connection being reestablished to yourself. So it's like a battery. It has 2 points of connection, but one battery, right? So it's connecting to yourself. You leave yourself to come back and connect yourself through the wiring, through the circuitry of Chiron, the healed healer. That's why Chiron has returned to the first house of Aries. That's why Chiron is doing that stint there. I think having about 7 years left to go. The cycle of return of all your energy. Time to move through this and bring it all in. And not that I'm saying this will take 7 years, because remember, victory is yours and you have many choices. So like, it's like, what victory do you want this year? What victory do you want this year? I mean, there's like each day is full to the measure. So no need to hurry it or rush it. It goes 7 years. It's like 7 years of abundance, baby. 7 years of reward. 7 years of grace. 7 years of cheerfulness, wonder, connection, divinity, restoration. Yeah. Imagine if you didn't have to work to earn a paycheck for the next 7 years. But anything you decide that of your heart, yeah, you're making my nose itch like crazy. Anything of your heart, like you could be, I want to go to Turks and Caicos. I want to drive a Lexus. I would like to go have lunch with my friends every week at whichever restaurant everybody chooses. Those type of mindsets. It's like a total restoring of the heart, like the thymus is awakening and activating. That's what you're showing. That's the thymus gland. Talk about the fountain of youth, baby. That's right, love. Okay, so that's what Hex is over here for, is like the mind is being totally renewed, not just the thymus, but that is activating a new alignment of all the autonomic nervous system, okay, to be techie about it. Your endocrine system, your hormones, your internal pharmacy. And we know Libras like some stimulation, so you got the good pharmacy, the good doctor. Dr. Feel Good, Dr. Love has shown up. And this doctor, this healer, is you. All right? You've renewed your mind. You've stepped away from being your own downfall and pitfalls and things like that. No more pity, no more destroyed thinking, and wherever all the distortions came from. I'm not even saying it's all you, but you were owning it. It was coming with your fingerprint, your name on it, because you didn't even know that you had touched it or contacted that. But you're being cleared and absolved of that, okay? So that's the victory, is you get your name back, you get your fame back, and not the wrong kind of fame, the heavy, weighty fame that puts you asunder, but the one of the wisdom, of the wise one, of the justice scales, right? The one who's balanced and clear, the one who's at ease and at peace. What is going on here? The reward. To me, Ace of Swords, the cosmic egg, the reward, the power of your passion. And what's neat about this, Libra, is the passion isn't just between your legs. The passion's in the full self. Watch a Scorpio reading if that's something that is kind of pricking at your ears, like you're like leaning in, wanting to know more. Pick one of the Scorpio reads. Just ask yourself which one, and then click on that, okay? So now here we're going to step into fears, and fears aren't always like, unto death or whatever. They can be unto life as well. They can be guides. They can be corrections. They can be directions. So I don't know which one's going to show up here, which kind of fear it is. But that card does not want to leave. All right, repletion, baby. So this is another victory. It's being restored, being reconnected to the land from which you came, from the power of your purity of your heart, of your ethereal mind. Like, you're having to say it. You're like the church mind, and I don't mean like churches, like institutions, like things like that. It's like the throne room. Imagine the first time you come down to Christmas and you're like, whoa, being able to have that fresh new virginal perspective all over again. Wow. Okay. So that's like going from Virgo over into you. So for those of you who are on the cusp, lean on in and draw this whole thing to you. It's like you have double portion, okay? So this is the repletion of the land, of X marking the spot, the cross marking the spot. Whichever way you turn it, it is here for you. It is there for you. There's gold in them yonder hills, baby. That's what we got staying here. And that's like your Martian, your Mars power moving forward. You could also tune into the Martian read, the power of Mars, the Mars retrograde going on. Very much a golding up of your lower chakras, which they're like, get one of these energy cards going on here about golding it up, because you can see sepia. This had been drained, devoid of life and color, devoid of satisfaction and pleasure. It seemed desolate and empty and like a wasteland, because you felt like you were the only one who got it. Your tree of life had been broken, almost like sheared in half through divorce, through abandonment, rejection, those type of things. But it's there to regrow. It's already putting out a new shoot and a branch, especially when the gardener doesn't keep middling with it. Right? God, in the wisdom of what to do with your hand. The plan of action. So you give me a color card or I'm moving on. Okay? This is how it goes. So let's speak. Thank you. Because I ain't playing with that no more. Right? Okay. Purple, 39. Creative return and exchange. Developmental clarity. And it's just very much a reiteration of this. Look at this. See, because these are purple. This is purple on the outlying areas. And it's about bringing it fully into the channel of the self, into the purity, into the clarity of your mind, because your mind is pure. It is cleansed from those of you who've been addicted, from the drugs, from the alcohol, from the lust, from the other things. And those were things that overtook you. Like, they became your master. They became the reason you would wake in the morning. They became the thing you'd look for when you felt lonely or abandoned, or, divorced from yourself, when you felt desolate or despair. That was what went on, but no more. There's this cleansing and the clearing of this, and it's bringing into this pure, perfect channel. Remember that renewal of the autonomic nervous system, the balancing of that. That's absolutely fantastic, because Doctors could work decades on you and with you and may not be able to achieve that. But this is the energy of Chiron stepping in for you for the creative restoration of your battery. What powers your cells, what powers your systems, okay, friend? So this is very scientific in nature. This is very much the healer. We're going to have a lot of you Libra stepping forward as healers, like medicinal people. And I don't mean like take this, take that. I mean like of the mind, the balance of seeing people clearly as they are, having that execution of love. That's the mental clarity that you've been developing during this time that was being blocked by all the other distraction. All right, so dismiss the distraction, step into that power, because that is where your success, your fulfillment, and your reward will be coming from. Not even stemming, like rooting from. It's like pulling into the hands of time, the wheel of fortune. Very much the pinnacle of life, the zenith of life. It's like you create the opening of the new mountain. Look in the background. The opening of the new mountain. Your tree of life is tied to the mountain. It's tied to the goal. It's tied to the gold. It's tied to the goal. It's tied to the justice. Okay, that card won't go back in for anything. Here's a lot of life going on. It's tied to all this. Look at your victory. Look. Let's see, that's the one that you like. You like, yes, joy. We want. Look at all that. Look at all that. Look at all this. Look at this. Do you see? Do you see your abundance, Libra? Do you see what you were distracted from? You're the resource. You're the mountain. You're the gold. Your tree of life is the like the lightning rod. Like lightning rods, they help disperse that energy, but yours is almost like a pump for a well. But how do you pump gold? I don't even know. How do you pump this source energy of the earth into us? But that's what you're doing, and that's what's happening. So here we wrap up with the energy, tying this all together and how we move forward. And tying it all together is the perfect 10, the wheel of fortune. You've had it all along, my dear. It is the drumbeat of life, and that's very much what you were showing me earlier, like in the past 2 readings. But you're talking about your abundance and your fruitfulness of forgiveness, of being able to move on from the old ways and the old days into the purity of your passion, into the clarity of your truth, and to be able to execute it like a boss, to not be entrapped in it, to have the full balance, moving and circulating completely about as the battery of life. Ready to feed yourself, ready to satisfy yourself, okay? And in that wholeness, you're like, I don't even want to talk about another right now because of what is going on for me. It is divine, it's heady, it's fruity, it's intoxicating. It's intoxicating. Did you know you were your own drug? You intoxicate yourself. Did you know you were that fine, Libra? And this is the energy that we're going forward in. This Two of Swords is one of transformational balance. It's about aligning of all the eyes. It's about the flux capacitor, the power, the energy. It is like, I would say manifesting, but not like that, y'all. It's like, boom, there's the car, there's the engine, there's the battery, there's the driver, there's the paint, there's the whole system, the whole existence coming, boom, like that, boom. We talk about 7 years of it. 7 years of perfection, baby. Foom, foom, foom. How you like it now, Libra? 7 years of perfection. Hey, leave your comments down below. Let me know what's going on in your life, okay? I want to check in with you and be excited for you because I really do celebrate your success. Also, stop back by real soon. I love you. Bye.